Determine the 80th percentile from the distribution in the table below. Okay, so we have our table here, and the answer is going to be either A, x equals to 9.5, B, x equals to 9, C, x equals to 8.5, or D, x equals to 8. All right, now they're asking us to find the 80th percentile, and as I've pointed out in previous videos, when we're looking for a blank percentile, so like the 80th or the 50th percentile, what they're looking for there is the upper real limit of some score. And so I need the upper real limit of a score that goes with 80%. Now I don't see 80% in here, but before I get into how you're going to deal with that, I do want to point out once again that these percentile ranks do not directly go with the scores that they are across from. Instead, these go with the upper real limits of the score in the row. So I have to point just a little bit above each one of these. So this would be the upper real limit of 9, which is 9.5. That's what 100% of scores are less than or equal to. 60% of scores are less than or equals to 8.5, and so on. 40% of scores are less than or equals to 7.5. Okay, so that just gets things started, but we still need to figure out how a percentile rank of 80% fits in here. Now, you'll see that 80% is halfway between these two. So if I was to take the difference between, let's see, 60 and 100, that's 40% difference, right? To go from 60 up to 100. But to get from 60 up to 80 is only 20%. So I'm only going half of the way between these two rows. That's where 80% sits. It's right in between at the halfway point. So if 80% is only half of the way between these two values, then my answer that goes with it is simply just going to be the score that is halfway between these two values. So what is halfway between 8.5 and 9.5? Well, to get from 8.5 all the way to 9.5, that is a distance of 1.0. I only want to go half of that, so I'm only going to go a distance of 0.5. So 8.5 plus 0.5 brings me to 9. So the 80th percentile is 9, because if I have my score, which has an upper real limit of 8.5, and that goes with 60%, and I have another score here, 9.5, that's my upper real limit of 9, and that goes with 100%. If I want to go halfway from 60 to 100, that's where, if they're asking me about halfway between, which is 80%, I need to go halfway between these two, which is going to be 9. So my 80% goes with 9. That is my 80th percentile.